Fearless Disease.
Committee Chairman Jody Arrington. Mr. Chairman, it's great to have you this weekend. Thank you so much for being here.
Great to be with you. Good to see you.
So what should we expect? We saw the two plans fail in the Senate at the end of the week. What are your expectations in terms of coming up with something, anything, in just these last couple of legislative days left for the year?
Well, Republicans should not work with Democrats to extend this Obamacare COVID-era fraud-ridden subsidy that is further bankrupting the system. The nonpartisan Congressional Budget Office says that there are 6+ million people on the program and who are not eligible. The nonpartisan Government Accountability Office says that Social Security numbers are being used multiple times, in one case 125 times. Social Security numbers from dead people, tens of thousands, are being used to siphon money off and subsidize insurance companies. Again, this is throwing good money after bad. We have to, and it's propping up the underlying Obamacare, which is actually driving cost up. It has been the Unaffordable Care Act. So the first thing is stop doing further harm. Don't expand more subsidies from the COVID era, and then start to fix what's broken about Obamacare, make the private markets more competitive with more affordable options, and codify some of the things that President Trump's doing, like association health plans, expand the health savings accounts and health reimbursement accounts for small business employees. So there are plenty of ways for us to make this healthcare system more affordable and bring costs down for working families. But it starts with no more Obamacare subsidies from COVID.
Yeah.
Makes kind of sense. Fearless Disease fam, today we expose the truth they hate to hear. Like right now, if you are ready. He had a few points that are true when it comes to the Obamacare. It was built off of scarcity. But it did have a powerful message behind it, which I did agree that he wanted to make healthcare more affordable for everyday Americans. But there's always a downside when you're trying to make something work for the American people. When you try to get the government to put up the money to pay for these private people or private companies to get healthcare for Americans, that's going to be a downside for the economy. It's going to increase inflation. Is number one going to make people more lazy, where they don't want to work a little bit harder so they can get great health care for their family, and it's going to be able to put more strain on people that actually are working and paying taxes, so they're taking the taxes out to pay for this Obamacare. Now that Trump's administration is in office, they're trying to clean up what the Biden and Obama administration did back when COVID was a wrecking ball in the communities. So them going in and finding out that Social Security numbers were being used and multiple times to give out benefits. They said over at least thousands of people that were on the Obamacare were not even eligible to be on there. They were just getting the benefits when they already have enough money to get private care. So that's good that Trump, number one, wants to go ahead and talk with and try to negotiate with the independent healthcare providers to try to make it more affordable for the everyday person. I think number one, that's good because it's going to make an incentive for people to actually work to be able to get good health care, so it doesn't make a lazy generation of people that just want to feed off the government. And number two, is going to flourish and help the companies to grow and build more jobs. So you have to get in a realm where you have to step back, fix what has already been done, look into it, and find a way to make it better for everybody. But there's going to be people that just can't afford it. We have to have a space for them and a way for other people to, I would say, receive health care, not just in a free way, but something that's actually good for them. Let's see what else they have to say. I have a few more thoughts, but let's hear what Fox has to say.
I know that this affordability message has now become a message that the Democrats want to own going into the 2026 election. But if Obamacare was such a failure and it ended up being much more expensive than anyone thought, isn't that the message that they tried, they blew it, that the Democrats have a problem on affordability because they came out with this plan that was way too expensive?
Yeah, that would be the most obvious way for Republicans to start the conversation. We're spending tens of billions of dollars, now twice as much because of the COVID-era subsidies on Obamacare, and yet premiums are skyrocketing. They've almost doubled since the inception of Obamacare. So things aren't getting better in terms of cost. The outcomes aren't getting better. We got more fraud and waste than we know what to do with. And so, and by the way, Democrats want a clean extension. They don't want any reforms to address this. No more program integrity measures, no anti-fraud. And they fought us when we were saving $1 trillion in the big, beautiful bill for broader anti-fraud controls over, government waste in programs like Medicaid. So
yeah, they're not going to want to do that. If Trump wants to put in more money into agencies to figure out anti-fraud activities, what that's going to do is uncover everything that's bad about Obamacare. Why would they want to do that? It would put in a bad light that, oh gosh, Obamacare wasn't as good as we thought it was. If we uncover every single thing that was bad about it. And of course, those orders were within the big beautiful bill that Trump wanted to pass, which he already did pass. So that's why everybody's fighting against him, because they're like, oh, he built an agency to try to figure out fraud. Oh, so now we don't want that to happen, because it's going to show, oh, we were really wrong about Obamacare. It's plain to see. That's why premiums are up. They're almost doubled now, because if you're a company and you're for years giving out free healthcare, you're getting free healthcare and it's being paid by a higher bracket of taxpayers. After a while, companies will look back and be like, we were in the red for so long because we couldn't get private people to come in to pay for our insurances. So now they have to get back their money. So now premiums are a little bit higher. So companies have to survive as well. So you can't just give out free things and not think there's going to be a bad side to it. That's what people don't understand. You can't just get free things and be like, oh, yeah, it's going to be free forever. Okay, no, companies have to get that back. If not, economy will collapse. Companies will collapse. Jobs will go away. So they have to pump up the premiums.
Yes, that would be the place to start, Maria, and then lay out how we can create more competition, more innovation, more choice, and lower cost. And we have the answers. The question is, do we have the will?
Yeah. Well, yet Democrats are slamming President Trump on affordability. He's out there, meanwhile, delivering on promises to put more cash into the pockets of American workers. Watch Caroline Levitt this week. Here she is.
Americans can also expect another boost to their bank accounts in the months ahead, as 2026 tax refund season is upon us after the holidays, and it's projected to be the largest ever thanks to President Trump's passage of the One Big Beautiful Bill. Their refunds could be about 1/3 larger than usual, or roughly an extra $1,000 per filer.
Well, this is a big deal. You're the chairman of the Budget Committee. I want to hear about this. There are still blue state governors who are deliberately blocking Trump's tax relief to American citizens. Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said that liberal strongholds like Colorado, New York, Illinois, and D.C. are refusing to adopt key provisions of the president's One Big Beautiful Bill and denying low and middle income households access to benefits like no tax on tips and no tax on overtime. How is that possible if this is federal law now?
I'm not surprised by this. They want to win in November. They want their hands on the levers of power, and they're willing to hold the American people hostage, in this case, prevent them from getting the tax relief that they desperately need after 4 years of reckless spending and disastrous economic policies that have lit the fuse on this inflationary firestorm that they're now trying to blame on President Trump. Meanwhile, mortgage rates are coming down, auto loan rates are coming down, credit card payments are going down, wages are going up, investments up. We have almost twice the economic output that we had on an annual average basis for the last 10 years, and people are putting more money in their pockets, and that's going to get better when they get those tax refund checks. And I think Piper Sandler did a survey or an assessment that it'll be close to $100 billion or $1,000 per filer. So we're building momentum. We're seeing an economic virtuous cycle that's only going to get better and stronger as we come into November. Meanwhile, the only play that Democrats know how to run is impeachment and obstruction, and they're willing to hurt their own people in the process.
Are you going to?
Yeah, that makes sense, but I'm back and forth with that as well. You're still trying to make Americans feel well by giving them free money. In the end, this is a movement where they're trying to fight for the popularity vote. You give an extra $1K on refund next year. I mean, that's all good and dandy, of course, when they get some paychecks, and even though I'll probably be happy as well, but it's going to be a downside to that as well. It's going to be a downside to it. You can't just give out free money again and then think it's not going to be an effect to that. And we'll probably see that effect later on in 2027 when it'll be like, oh, remember we gave those extra 1K refunded or 2K on your refund tax last year? Oh, we're gonna take it out somewhere else. So this is just to put a Band-Aid over the thinking over people that think that inflation is a little bit higher because Trump did it. Now Trump wants to be able to make people feel a little bit better because he wants to stay in good graces with Americans and not just always raise certain things up or create the terrors and make it seem like things are bad. You have to throw a little bit of good with what he's planning at right now that makes it a little bit bad to get to a point where everything's leveled out. So this is a popularity game. So don't pay attention too much. Receive your money, be happy about it for a little bit, but still in your back of your mind know that it's gonna come back on us in the near future, at least 2027. Let me know what you think. Smash the like, tap the next video on the screen, subscribe, hit the bell. CashApp, FearlessDisease, always in the description if you are rocking with the movement. See you on the next one. Stay rich and stay fearless.